High school's primary focus is students, but what a lot of people overlook is what it's like to be a teacher. I spoke with Mr. Womack, and this is what he had to say about what it's like to be a teacher.
My name is Mike Womack, and I'm an English teacher. I've been teaching for 15 years, and this is my 5th year at Alpharetta. I went to college, and I was a communications major because I was pretty good at it in high school, and then wasn't very happy. Didn't find very much fulfillment in that, and so I started reflecting over why I wasn't very fulfilled and what I could do to be fulfilled. And I realized it was the teacher that I had for speech and debate who I wanted to be like, and so I switched majors and became an education major instead. Teaching has made me, I think, more rounded. I wasn't a very good student in high school. I was an average kid and kind of goofy. I still am, but I think it just made me think more academically and critically, but also kept me in touch with kind of the struggles and stresses of high school. I don't know, sometimes as an adult, I think you feel like you can know it all and be on a pedestal. And I think being in touch with students reminds you that you know very little. You're reminded regularly of how little you know. And so I think it's made me a more rounded person. I have stories all the time, good and bad stories. Students' behavior. Sometimes I had a student once who told me his laptop couldn't charge because his home only had one outlet and he had to plug in his alarm clock. And so he couldn't plug in his computer. And so there's the humorous like that, but then there are really dramatic ones where you learn about a kid who the night before she was late to school and the principal came in and said, please excuse her. She was responsible for her siblings last night, and her stepfather came in and attacked and raped her sister, and she was the one home responsible for it. And so you realize how much in school these students, their lives outside, how much they carry into class. And she wasn't going to say a word or say anything about it, but the principal kind of pulled me aside and told me. So from the hilarious and the funny to the super tragic, you kind of get it all as a teacher. And you see so many sides of these kids' lives. And I think that's part of why I feel more well-rounded as a human, too. Teaching to me is trying to give back and get very little in return because it's not a well-paid profession, and in a lot of ways I don't think it's well-respected. But being able to communicate with people who need adults who care about them and who want to be seen, not by their parents, but by somebody else, and appreciated. I think being a teacher allows that opportunity to say, you can grow up and be a good adult, you can grow up and be a good human and give back to the world. It's not just about you. So I think that's what it is to me.
On behalf of the morning show, I'm Dylan Shoy.